Next up, we got one of the greatest running backs of all time. O.J. Simpson passed away. Now, this isn't an official video. I think I'm a little bit too early when I react to this video. I don't think everybody dropped their videos on O.J. Simpson, because people, microphone go drop a video and everybody gonna make a video. You know what I mean? It literally just happened. But RIP, bro. They said that he was battling cancer, which I didn't know he was even battling cancer. It was crazy. So RIP, bro. I know there's a lot of controversy around his name. Some people hate him, some people love him. But at the end of the day, he was a good running back. All right, so we gonna check him out. You know what I mean? Let me know if y'all want more O.J. Simpson videos. We can check out like his actual official highlight tape video. So yeah, R.I.P. bro. R.I.P. bro.
Nowadays, when you hear the name O.J. Simpson, there's just no way that you think of the football player who dominated the running back position in the early 1970s. And if you haven't been asleep for the last 30 or so years, you would know that O.J. Simpson went to trial for the double murder of his ex-wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, and her friend, Ron Goldman. And everything surrounding this trial, including O.J. not showing up to court and going on a low-speed chase in the
It's actually crazy because I really don't even know the full story. Hopefully he tells it in this video because it'd be perfect. But I really don't even know the whole story. And I was hoping that somebody made like a documentary, which I feel like people are going to now. Since he died, which is kind of messed up. Now everybody gonna try to like love him more. Like, I know it's a lot of controversy at first, but people really like it almost overshadowed his NFL career. You know what I mean? The whole situation. So I feel like everybody now gonna talk about like the full situation and everything.
Where O.J. was ruled not guilty on both counts of murder, became some of
make more on Ronaldo. I mean,
Acuna.
I got you.
History, and for all the wrong reasons.
What channel is this?
And O.J. did end up going.
Y'all subscribe.
For a robbery that took place in late
1K subs.
And O.J. did end up going to prison for a robbery that took place in late 2007. But many people who are not old enough to remember the O.J. Simpson trial mistakenly think that this prison time had anything to do with the murder trial, but it actually did not at all. And finally, on June 20th, 2017, O.J. Simpson was granted release with parole and was released.
Wait, how long was he in there?
In December 2021 for good behavior. Now, I give you all this background that many are probably familiar with to say that O.J. Simpson clearly was not a great guy. And even going back since 1989, the dude clearly had some issues. No matter how Hall of Fame felt that they could not tell the story of the National Football League's history without including O.J. Simpson. Orenthal James Simpson was born on July 9th, 1947 in San Francisco, California, and was later almost exclusively referred to as O.J. He got into a lot of trouble in his teenage years, but started taking athletics more seriously after MLB legend Willie Mays talked to him and forced him to reflect on himself as a man.
I think
Simpson
I heard it
was
was
all city at Galileo High and decided to attend college instead of joining the war effort in Vietnam after a close friend of his sustained a very bad injury, which persuaded OJ to not pursue that lifestyle. After dominating in JUCO, OJ was able to transfer to USC and absolutely shine.
He went to USC, okay.
And OJ was legitimately one of the greatest college athletes of all time while he was there.
And it's kind of crazy because he really looks super skinny, yo. Like, honestly, he looks like a safety or like a corner. He weighed like what, 120 pounds? You know what I mean? He damn near a paper napkin out there. So the fact that he even was doing all this and he was that skinny shows how good he really was, because he was taking hits. It wasn't like he was just running past everybody. I'm seeing he's actually getting hit and breaking tackles. I know back then the defending was terrible too.
OJ ran track and field where he broke the world record in the 4x110 yard relay.
Wow.
And in 1967, OJ led all running backs in the nation in yards.
Damn.
With 1,543. And also had 13 touchdowns on that season.
Okay.
But was snubbed for the Heisman by UCLA quarterback Gary Babin. OJ used this as fuel and went on to have one of the greatest Heisman seasons of all time.
Yo.
Rushing went on to have one of the greatest Heisman seasons of all time. Rushing for almost 1,900 yards, 23 touchdowns, and won the Heisman by a shocking 1,750 votes. And that is the biggest margin of victory for the Heisman Trophy. It was of all time before 2019 when Joe Burrow won it by 1,860 votes. But to put that into perspective, OJ received 855 first place votes for the Heisman Trophy that year.
Joe Burrow.
The other 8 players
What's up, Eagles?
for this award that year had a
But do some quick reaction that you happen on Madden.
47 first place votes. And at the end of it all, it was not even a question of who would be drafted first in 1969. And the Buffalo Bills did end up getting the pick and got to draft OJ with the first pick.
Okay.
All right. The first 251 yards, which led the NFL and got OJ on his very first.
And that was the 70s.
Team. And what OJ did the very next year might never be done again. As in 1973, OJ Simpson rushed for 2,003 yards and 12 touchdowns, averaging a ridiculous 143 yards per game, which is still
Dalvin Cook. Yes, sir. Dalvin Cook. That's his name. There you go. I couldn't let that go, bro. I couldn't let it. It was gonna haunt me for the rest of the day.
As in 1973,
Dalvin Cook. He was a good. I think he played for like Alabama or not Alabama. I think he played for. It was another team he played for. It wasn't Alabama though. But I remember his highlights was goated, bro. I used to watch a lot of college highlights too, like, cause I was like, they going into the league, you know what I mean, and around that time, I felt like really that was like the best time for all running backs. You know what I mean? I remember then around that time, I was watching Le'Veon Bell. I liked him as well. You know what I mean?
The very next year,
Le'Veon fell off hard though, but whatever.
As in 1973, OJ Simpson rushed for 2,003 yards. And
that's crazy.
Averaging a ridiculous 143 yards per game, which is still the most of all time to this very day. All time.
Their shoulder pad looks so
weird. For the next few years, OJ continued to
dominate, 49ers?
put up over 1,000 yards every single year, including his 1975 campaign.
Is that the Lions? That's the Lions. Oh, that's the Cowboys.
Including his
Wait, is it?
1975.
No, that's the Lions. That's the Lions. Because I remember the Lions is one of the teams that was in the league when the league first started.
Which is
it's either the Cowboys or the Lions.
Could be argued to be better than his 1973 campaign because he actually had more yards from scrimmage with 2,243 and 23 total touchdowns. Which
averaging 2,000 like bro.
In 1973. But he ended up losing out the MVP to Vikings legend quarterback Fran Tarkenton, who led Minnesota to a 12-2 record. 1976 was OJ's last dominant season, as he rushed for 1,500 yards and 8 touchdowns. But just like every other year he had in Buffalo, they did not have much success.
Like, look at this, bro.
Like every other year.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And finished third in the AFC East. In 1977, OJ had an injury that cut his season short and really his era in the NFL, as he was traded to San Francisco for a big
is that the Lions?
To play out the last few years of his career.
It's not the Lions, bro. Stop. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, he fucked him. Oh my god, he fucked him. He got fucked.
NFL, as he was traded to San Francisco for a big haul, got to play out the last few years of his career in his home state. OJ Simpson retired in 1979, leaving the game as the clear best running back of his era, and rushing for almost 2,000 more yards in the 70s decade than the runner-up.
That's crazy, bro. OJ Simpson, hey, what's up, Mighty?
In 1985, OJ Simpson was inducted into the Football Hall of Fame as a first ballot guy. And to put this into perspective, OJ was a shoo-in as soon as he retired, much like somebody.
I did not know he played for the 49ers.
Aaron Rodgers will be when they retire.
49ers theme team goes crazy.
With 11,326 yards, 61 touchdowns, as well as 5 first-team All-Pro selections and 6
Wow.
Pro Bowl selections. And he was also one of the most beloved pro football players that the NFL had ever seen up until that point.
Dang.
While we all know the O.J. Simpson story did not have a happy ending, and in all honesty, it had anything but a happy ending, as one of America's heroes for kids who grew up in the 60s and 70s ended up becoming a monster in the public eye and a murderer in most people's eyes. It's actually crazy how football player became a footnote in the life of O.J. Simpson, as before the trial, that was likely the only thing most people knew about him. Many people who believe O.J. did do it say that he was one of the first cases you could point to and say that it was a direct result of CTE. And one doctor in 2016 even said they would bet their medical license on OJ having CTE, which makes a lot of sense because him having all those carries in a physical era like the 1970s is prone to giving you.
And then you gotta think about it too, though. Another thing is O.J. Simpson was also a running back. So, you know, running backs, especially, I don't know if the Bills, I think the Bills are probably trash, let's be honest. He's probably the only good person on the Bills. So they literally just kept giving him the ball and he kept scoring. So so already running backs get hit a lot already. So then you the only good player on the team. So now they really about to get the ball to you. It's over. It's over. It's over. What's up, Flair? Early string, yes sir.
Giving you brain damage.
Was it 2 o'clock?
All those hits, all those
258
hits. You know, you're getting the ball every play.
Crazy.
And you're expected to put your head down. You know, this is before targeting, before all of that stuff. And if a guy like Aaron Hernandez had severe CTE and he played in the 2000s and 2010s, I mean, as a football fan, this man was literally the best player for an entire decade. But we almost have to ignore it because of his actions off the field long after he finished playing. But anyways, that's all I have for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed because I learned a lot when making this video. And I don't really have any opinions about OJ off the field. Like I said earlier, he definitely had some stuff going on. He was definitely a crazy man, and I obviously understand why he is not remembered by most for his football career, and we should probably keep it that way. But I did want to shed a little light on the career of O.J. Simpson and kind of how crazy it all is just because of how great a football player he was, that he ended up being a psychopath. But leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'm out of here. Hope you...
Like I said, y'all, we're gonna make another video on OJ, official, just like, you know, tribute video or whatever. So RP OJ Simpson, bro. Throughout all the controversy, he still was a good player. We talking about his NFL skill, bro. We talking about NFL. We don't, all the other stuff, you know what I mean? We gonna leave that for another day, another video. All right. NFL skill, he was a great running back. All right. And me being a running back, I look up to running backs. He's one of them. All right. So RIP. Hey.